just tuned in, I'm Loretta McNair, and you're watching On Cable Tonight. And my guest is the director of Harrah's Hope Lodge, located in downtown Memphis, Tennessee, next door to the historical and phenomenal Sun Studios. So we were talking about the care that you all provide for people who are coming in about 40 miles away from Memphis for cancer treatments, radiation, chemotherapy, or whatever they're coming in. And you all provide this housing, lodging for free, totally free, and they can have a caregiver with them, and they don't have up to two caregivers, and they don't have to stay in their room because you all have so many little things going on. It's almost like a cruise line to me when you talk about it, because there's lots going on, major activities. They can go and cook their own food, and you know, there's beautiful kitchens and refrigerators, and oh my goodness, and reunions and all that. And so now I want to kind of let them know why you're more than excited, because you get to see this and see the change and how it affects and effects people's lives in a positive way. But you are a 2.5-year survivor yourself of breast cancer, and I wanted us to kind of talk from that perspective about what that means for you to be able to share in somebody's life, even like you said, if that space of time, to make them feel much better and to know that they're not alone.
Yeah, 2.5 years ago, October 2009, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it obviously completely shook my world. And I didn't really have a go-to person. You know, I really didn't have, I mean, my mother is a cancer survivor, but that was from in the 60s. And, you know, so I just really didn't have anybody to, you know, to really go to. And I didn't know what my resources were, but I really didn't have anyone to talk to. But I mean, I got through it, and, you know, I had a wonderful support system with my family and friends. But as I was going through the process and getting better and finishing up my surgeries, I started really getting this, you know, I was overwhelmed with the outpour of friends and family and people that I didn't even know who were wanting to help me. And, you know, just anything. I mean, pull my weeds, fix me dinner, take the kids for a day. I mean, you know, I was just overwhelmed with that feeling of, how can I ever thank these people for all these wonderful things? And it dawned on me that it wasn't about that. It wasn't about me thanking them. It was about taking that situation and paying it forward, looking for a situation to where I can actually help other people, which, you know, in my heart was the newly diagnosed patients, you know, to let them know it's going to be okay. But, you know, my background is in real estate and property management. And so I thought, I'm going to have to get creative with how I'm going to connect.
More two different careers here.
I'm going to connect real estate and cancer. I wasn't sure. And it's just out of perfection. I got online one day, and there it was, right there. It said the Hope Lodge. They were looking for a director of the Hope Lodge. And I thought, wonder what that is. I clicked on it, and it said they were looking for a director of a Hope Lodge through the American Cancer Society. And my heart started beating really fast, and then I started reading, you know, the description and what they wanted, and they needed somebody with real estate and property management backgrounds. I'm telling you, I'm starting to get just excited thinking about it, because I was overwhelmed, and I knew it was for me. I knew that that's where I needed to be. So I joked earlier and said I stalked them, but I really did. Immediately, I had to go to see this place, and so I drove down, and they were still, you know, wrapping up construction, and so I was peering in the windows and just getting so excited, and I thought, I've got to be a part of it. I didn't care how I was going to be a part of it. I just wanted to. So I got in the interview, and right away it just started perfectly going along as planned. And I remember in the interview, I told them, I said, truly, it doesn't matter if I want to be the director, I want to be a part of it, but it doesn't matter what part. I'll be a volunteer, I'll be a coordinator, whatever, just whatever you need. Because this is so needed in Memphis. I mean, there's, you know, we have these wonderful facilities for children, you know, of cancer, that are going through cancer, but there wasn't any for adults. And it's much needed. And having come from it just so recently, I knew how important it is, and I knew what the possibilities emotionally, because cancer is as much emotional, if not more, as it is physical. You know, you're questioning everything. You know, your body has, in your mind, your body's failed you, and it's completely out of your control, and your life is in other people's hands at that point. And so you're just really leaning on your family and the doctors and you know, whatever you are spiritually. I mean, but you're leaning on others because you don't have control. There's not a pill that you can take to make it all go away.
Right.
You know,
that's the only thing. You got to go through that for real. Is, you know, people kind of use that term on the way through it, is to go through it so lightly. But when you're diagnosed with cancer, that truly is a statement that people have to take to heart. And when you were going through, and like you said, you had a support system. You had your family and people were neighbors and friends. They just rallied around you. But the sad part is, and if people would just, you know, call the American Cancer Society, you hear that's like almost a rarity for people to have that kind of support. So, and then you hear about Harris Hope Lodge, who is right there with the person, that they are not alone. And so now you can truly make a difference, and you wanted to know how you could give back and pay it forward. And it's almost like it was created for your story to be attached to this, you know. And I mean, I get deep like that sometimes when
but that's how I feel.
I believe about position, divine opportunities and ordered footsteps and being in position. And so, although I don't know, I have not been diagnosed with cancer, and I just can't imagine what it feels like to be told that. But I would hope that I would want to go through it so I can help somebody else through it, because I have experienced the death of a child, and what has happened in my life, I didn't know anybody at first who lost a child, and he died from a seizure. Then now I'm paying it forward, because I meet people all the time, you know, that I'm able to, hopefully I've been able to pour into their lives and to share, because it's so new, and you think, what do I do?
That's right. And that's what happens. I really do think that's why we go through struggles in our life, so that we can get prepared to be able to help somebody else when it does, you know, come up. And so it's happened in my life before, but never to this magnitude. And you know, there's no way to put into words when a guest comes in. And it doesn't have to be breast cancer. I mean, that's my connection. But, you know, let's say that a guest comes in, and I'll let them know, if it's appropriate, you know, I'll let them know that I'm a cancer survivor myself. And you can honestly watch and see them sort of the wall kind of come down. Yeah. Because they're thinking, you know, they're so nervous and they're so scared. And then they see, okay, she made it. Yeah. I can make it. Yeah. I can do this.
She's on the other side
and
now.
I don't have to say anything except that I'm a cancer survivor, and they see, okay, and it was just 2 years ago. It's not like it was a long time ago. I mean, I had chemo, I lost my hair. I can relate in many different ways, and I get it. Just like all the other, the guests and the caregivers that are there, we all get each other.
You get it.
Yeah, we
and
all.
And you realize that, you know, you just don't know where a person is mentally, spiritually, or physically at that moment. So it's important. You always talk about how important you tell your staff, your part-timers, to be loving, to be on target with, because it's about them. Right. It's not about us at that time, and because you don't know. You know, they could go to a treatment fine when they leave, and then who knows what happens along the way, and then you got to come back and deal with somebody who's, you know, life is happening to them too, or they just had a bad day. But we sign on for that to say, I'm going to be the strength. While I'm here, I'm going to be stronger, and it's about them. And I just can only imagine how it feels to come home every day to you guys at Harris Hope Lodge.
I know.
Wow.
It's wonderful. It really, there's no words to tell you how grateful I am and how blessed that I am to be a part of it. And you know, I just hope that, you know, obviously it's my hope that everyone knows about the Hope Lodge, and no one misses the opportunity, you know, if they're coming to Memphis to get treatment, that they can not just stay somewhere for free, but have that experience. It's much more than just a stay. You know,
it's home, it's a village, it's friends and family, it's people who know you and love you anyway.
That's right.
Or just because. So I want people, what's your website? Because I want people to really find out about it, because maybe you don't know anybody now, or maybe it's not you or somebody you know outside, but who knows what may happen tomorrow with someone who may call you and say, hey, do you know a place? And then we can say, and I can certainly say now, hey, call Kim over at Harris Hope Lodge.
I know.
Because it's free. Stay, you get a referral service to, you know, how to get you in.
It's a simple process.
Yeah, but they are the most loving people on the earth here in Memphis, Tennessee at the Harris Hope Lodge.
That's right.
So what's your website?
The website is www.cancer.org, and then they can just look up, just type in Memphis Hope Lodge.
Okay.
And it will go right to us. You can take a virtual tour and see it, and then the phone number is 901-524 901-524-5500.
Okay, 901-524-5500. And that's the number to call and get information, or even to volunteer? Or
Absolutely, and we do always need volunteers. We need anybody who wants to volunteer at the front desk, answer phones, help check people in, drive the shuttle. Always need shuttle drivers, and also people who want to provide a dinner or a game night or a movie night, or lunch, or
and
baking
I know people
cookies.
Say, I want to get involved. I've been looking for a place. I've been thinking, what can I do to help? And now here we have a place to help. And you know what? I'm feeling like I might have to come and volunteer. I'm good on phones. I'll come and answer the phones for you.
Come on, you would be great.
So when we talk about volunteers, is there a length of time that you want them to commit to, or you just take, if they got an hour here, an hour there, come, stuff some envelopes? Everybody has some kind of gift that they can help out with.
That's right. They just let us know what their interests are, and we can lend that to whatever our needs are. So it's endless. The opportunities are endless. What they can do. So they just need to call us.
That is so good. And I like how you say you wait for the opportune time to share your story, so you don't feel like I got to tell everybody, or it's needed. And I love the fact, and I hope that people understand Harris Hope Lodge is for adults. It's for adults who are going through cancer treatment.
That's right.
Wow, I love that. And it's free. Oh my goodness, I can't say that enough. And so we gave out the phone number, and we gave out the website, and what are hours, operation hours, that people will be able to volunteer within these certain hours?
We are open. We open at 8 a.m. Monday through Sunday, and the desk closes at 10 p.m. You can always leave a number. Leave a message and we can call you back. But the address is 718 Union Avenue, right next door to Sun Studios. So somebody has pinned the phrase that it's the corner of hope, because it was hope for all those singers back in the 50s. The Elvis and the Jerry Lee Lewis. It was so it was a big deal for them back then, and it really is a lot of hope going on there. So
that's awesome. The corner of hope.
That's right.
In downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you, Kim, so much. You've been so inspirational for me, and to hear you share your personal story and how you use that in your professional life. I think that's huge, and it just shows your character and your heart, and I just commend you for what you're doing, and I will come volunteer. And thank you all so much for watching On Cable Tonight. I'm your host, Loretta McNary. As always, think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.